think I'm recording. But anyway, hello. I just decided I'll just go ahead and record today, and get back into just focusing on what I know that God has placed on the inside of me and what I love to do. Sometimes, many times, we tend to doubt what's in us and doubt what God's called us to do and what He's placed on the inside of us. And we get so lazy in waiting, if that makes sense. We get so lazy in waiting till we just begin to believe that opportunities fall out the sky. And by means, God can send anybody to open a door for you. God can open those doors for you at any time and any moment. But in our waiting season, sometimes we get so bent on waiting till we don't walk in faith, if that makes any sense. We don't walk in faith. And God says that faith without works is dead, right? So when we choose to stay stagnant and stuck, we get frustrated with God in a sense, and we're like, why aren't things happening for me? Why am I still in the same situation? Why am I so stuck? What is it that you have for me, when God only wants us to just move? Just do what I've called you to do, what I've placed on the inside of you, and trust that because I've called you to it, that your gift makes room for you, right? And it's never for our glory. It's never for us to look good, and it's never for us to shine. It's always for God's glory. So for me, that's taking a leap of faith. And for me, that's just learning to use the voice that God gave me in a way that He gave it for His glory, right? I said, because if for people that know me, they know that although I'm very friendly and I love to talk to people, I'm shy in a sense when it comes to things that I love, right? Things that I hold dear to my heart. It's not easy to open yourself up to scrutiny of other people. And I think I had to get to a point where God delivered me from people, right? Other things that people say about you, or other people's opinions about you and what you do. Because God's voice is the only voice that matters. What God says about me is the only thing that matters. And I had gotten to a point to, I'm like, oh gosh, I'm 30 years old. I had some issues that caused me not to be able to work in my shop. And I'm sitting here and the thoughts of, oh girl, like, what are you going to do? What do people think about that? Oh, people are going to think this, or people are going to say that. And then God had to say, but it's me. I have plans to prosper you, right? It is His plans that prevail. Even though we got many thoughts and many plans in our mind, it's God's will that prevails in our lives, right? So I'm in a season where I had to just sit there and just like trust God, like a season of total surrender, surrendering my will, my way for God's way for my life. And so I guess I'm just saying all this to say that if you're in the season, right, and you're in this season where you feel that you're in like a wilderness moment, right? And you're in a drought moment, and in a drought season, in a wilderness season, right? Because seasons change. Seasons do change. Like, you're not going to be there forever, but you have to trust God, right? You have to lean not onto your own understanding, because we always, when things aren't working out or going the way that we plan, we like to try to make things happen on our own. And we like to try to just be like, oh, well, I know God said this, but it seems not to be going like he said. So I'm going to just do my own thing because I know I can make it work and I know I can make it happen. And then when we do that, we wind up in situations where we just sitting there like, oh gosh, like I didn't put myself in this predicament. Now, what am I do now? You know, whereas if we literally just leaned on God, if we literally acknowledge that his will is better, is better than our will, that his plans are better than our plans. If we acknowledged him first, and then he'll direct our path, right? So that means staying still to actually hear from God, right? Getting in a place where you're spending time with God so that you can actually hear from God, right? Because we don't have a God where we can just go to him like he's a genie in a lamp with just needs and wants, and we have no relation. You wouldn't go up to somebody that you do not know and ask them for $20, would you? Like, you have no relationship with, right? And you're gonna say, hey, I know you don't know me, but give me $20 and I'll give it back, right? Like, God, we shouldn't be like that with God. We should have relationship with God, and God wants relationship with us. So I hope today that even in this, that you were encouraged to just step out on faith and do what God has called you to do. Do what God's placed on the inside of you. I hope today that you decide that you're going to spend time in God's presence, that you're going to spend time learning of him and seeking his face, right? I pray that you spend time with him so that you can pour into others, right? You get so engulfed in knowing who God is that God reveals who you are in him, right? And so I really pray that for you. I pray that even if you're in the ages of 20s and your 30s and your 40s and you feel like I have not arrived, I have not accomplished much, that you know that this world's gonna pass away, right? And only what you do for Christ will last. And I won't cry because, girl, y'all, I'm so sensitive. I'm like the most sensitive person in the world, I feel. I know I'm not, but only what we do for Christ will last. And I know that even though it may not look like what you expected in life, right? Even though your situation may not look like the promise right now, but I do know that in due time, in due season, that you're going to see your fruit. You're going to see your harvest, right? You're going to see those seeds that were planted, right? You're going to see those times that you spent time in prayer and actually hearing from God, that he's going to begin to communicate with you, right? You're going to be able to hear him because he's never left. It's us who move, you know, and you're going to be able to hear God, and you're going to be able to speak life into people. You know, you're going to be able to love, even if you love more than you loved before, right? Even if you're able to love on people that have hurt you in such a sincere way, like that's growth, you know, that's growth. Even if you have a job, right, and it may not be paying what you want, that's still provision, right? So be grateful in the season that you are in now. Know that trouble does not last always, right? Know that weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Know that. And trust God. Like in this season, truly, truly, truly lean on God. Like he is our hope. He is our salvation. He is our deliverer. He is everything that we will ever need. He is our provider. Like, when I can tell you God has provided for me in so many ways, y'all just don't understand how much of a provider God is. In days to come and weeks to come, you know, when I'm able to share that and when God releases me to share that with y'all, and I will share because he said it's our testimony that wins people, you know. And so I hope that this blesses somebody. That this day, that it blesses somebody. So I love you guys, and I'm praying for you. And just know, don't lose hope. because God always makes a way. Love you guys.